Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, YouTube. Let me add TikTok to the conversation. Let me know if my audio is okay. I know it was an issue on my last live stream. I'm not sure what happened. But welcome in, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well so far. Welcome in, TikTok. If you're just joining, make sure you guys tap the screen. Let's get the likes up in the live. Once we get to 2,000 likes, we'll get started. Welcome in, YouTube. Make sure you guys smash that like button, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, YouTube, is my audio okay? If so, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if my audio is okay. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Melissa. Welcome in, welcome in. So, for all my students that's in the chat, we have a meetup tonight at 8 o'clock. So, make sure you guys go and join the meeting. So, welcome in. Welcome in, FB. Welcome in, welcome in. Perfect, perfect. So, the audio is good. Awesome. So, make sure you guys smash that like button, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for the hearts. Lane, I was in the first group you were in. How do we get in a new group? So, Dear Beautiful, the new group is called Bed Number 2, Bread Housing Community over on FB. And that's where you get ongoing support. It looks like this, but you have to put the email you purchased with to be approved. And that's where all my students can have access to me on their journey. It's called Bed to Bread. So it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Again, on my nerves. Do you have students from Kenya? Kenya, Africa? I don't think so. I think I have viewers from Kenya, but welcome into the chat. If you guys have a desire to get paid from housing others, you need to get in this chat. No, you do not have to start a group home. Get in here, get in here. What you need to do is start you a housing program. Start a housing program, y'all. This is a new wave. So all my students in the chat, make sure you guys tune in tonight, 8 o'clock over on our FB page. We're going to be going live. So that's where we're going to be. But yes, welcome in, welcome in. Hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. Let me show y'all some of my student wins, because when I tell y'all my students is having big motion in this space. One of my newest students, her name is Lakendra. Lakendra just got her keys, y'all. And she just like y'all. She in Baltimore, Maryland. She just got her keys today to her house. And guess what? Y'all thinking y'all need to own property to do this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You don't have to own a thing. All you have to do is follow the blueprint and put the work in. There is no reason that you guys should not be getting paid for your purpose, getting paid to help others. And listen, we doing it through housing on this channel. Once we get 2,000 likes, TikTok, we gonna get started, but y'all gonna have to interact in the chat. Y'all gonna have to, okay, well, just inbox me on FB the email you purchased with, and then I'll let you in. So yeah, Lakendra just got her keys today, y'all. This is real success, real results for my students. This should be you, but you playing too much. This should be you. If y'all have access to property, whether that's renting a property, owning a property, if you got a spare bedroom in your house, if you got an attic that's not being used, if you're an empty nester, there is no reason you should not be getting paid to provide safe housing to people in need. And that's just that on that. When I tell y'all, you are leaving money on the table. You really are. So get in here, get in here. If you've ever had desire to get paid from housing, veterans, seniors, people coming home from prison, people that are disabled but can still live independently, you need to be starting you a housing program. This is the business, y'all, that changed my life. I don't got to clock into no 9 to 5 because my housing programs take very good care of me. And I have an income coming in every single month, whether I show up on social media or not. And that's the thing. A lot of y'all income is tied to you working a job, trading your time for money. In your replay, does it show how to get the houses? Yes, Miss Coco. I tell you everything you need to succeed in this business. The scripts that I say to the landlord, the script that I say to get the people in the house, y'all. Everything you need is in my bundle. It's gonna walk you step by step. And all my students that's having big motion, big success, They took the bundle. They got the bundle. And now they got their keys. It's as simple as that. If you know how to follow instructions and you do what I teach you, you cannot lose in this space. Listen, y'all, I'm really in the field. Are there it's the one with the replay. So the bundle is the replay and the forms together. The replay and the forms together. Welcome in, FB. But yes, happy Wednesday, y'all. If you are in this chat and you ever had desire to get paid from housing individuals in need, you need to start a housing program. This is the income stream that's changing people's lives, is making people financially free, is giving back to the community. And guess what? You ain't have to be no nonprofit to do this. It's not an ebook. You do not have to be a nonprofit to do this. You do not have to start a group home to do this. And you don't even have to own property, y'all. I teach you guys how you can create a stream of income through starting your housing program without owning property. You don't need no good credit and you don't need to have any experience. I am not a nurse. I'm not a CNA. I'm just a baddie with a business mind and a heart that love to help people, and I found a way to get paid for it. So now I teach you guys how you can set up these housing programs in your cities and your states, because there is a need for housing everywhere. There's homelessness everywhere, y'all. If you're in the United States, we are really in a housing crisis right now. So yes, that's that on that. Welcome in, welcome in. TikTok, once we get to 2,000 likes, we're going to get started. But ain't nobody tapping that screen. I'm going to need for y'all to interact. Y'all want me to talk? I'm going to need for y'all to interact in this chat. What about utilizing the mobile home? So people are doing this in mobile homes too, y'all. Mobile homes is definitely a thing. You can start your housing program in a mobile home as well. Missy said homeowner over here, period. So yeah, whether you're a homeowner, whether you rent, you can still get involved in this business. Like for real, for real. 3 houses. Congrats, they're beautiful. Yup. My students be doing their biggest one, y'all. Listen, let me pin that to the chat. Dear Beautiful is one of my students. She said her replay literally gives you the play-by-play step. I'm on house number 3. I got to screenshot that because I love a receipt. But yes, my students are everyday people just like y'all. They invested in themselves, they applied the knowledge, and now they have a stream of income for themselves that they don't got to clock into no 9 to 5 if they don't want to. Life should be about choices, y'all. If you don't want to have to clock into that 9 to 5, guess what? You shouldn't have to, but you have to create a business. You have to build something for yourself that's going to make you money, whether you show up or not. And the thing I love about housing, the thing I love about setting up a housing program, right? When you set up a house one time, y'all, all you have to do is set up a house one time, fill up your beds with the right people, keep those people happy, because guess what? If our beds is empty, we not getting paid. Keep those people happy so that they staying in your housing program, and you're going to get paid every single month off of that house, whether you own it or not. Listen, I started this business back in 2021, y'all. And that house that I signed my first lease with, I still have that house to this day. And that house generates me $6K a month, $7K a month, just off of one house that I don't even own. When I tell y'all my landlord is not even making the money that I make from the house and I don't own it, that should tell y'all something. We'll go in and go out and come back in froze. Am I frozen on YouTube? But yeah, y'all, if you have access to property, you need to be starting a housing program. Does it go over how to get funds too? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But guess what? You don't need a whole lot of money to start this up. You really don't. If you know the right things to say and you know how to build relationships, anything in this life, y'all, you can maneuver. You can maneuver. And that's just that on that. You don't need a whole lot of money to start this. I've had students that have invested in my bundle. Hey, Sonia, I have students that have invested in my bundle, and as soon as they finish watching it, they did what I told them to do. And even without a house, they started making money. They started making money. So, for example, as long as you know the people that need you, if you know where to find the people that need housing and you know the people that have housing, you ain't even got to have a house. You being a middleman will get you paid, because it's people out here. And listen, y'all, it's people out here that's getting the information off social media. They opening up these houses, and guess what? They can't fill them beds up. So now they relying on people like my students that know how to get in the field and make some stuff shake and find these people that need housing and help people fill their house up. And that's the biggest mistake I see a lot of people making. Y'all see information on the internet. Y'all think y'all got to go get a house first. You don't get a house first. That's not the first step. When I tell y'all a house is really the easiest thing to get, I really mean that. It's nothing to get a house. But guess what? If you got empty beds in that house, you're not making no money. It benefits you nothing to get a house, and now you got to pay rent in 30 days. Now you looking stupid. Well, where I'm a imagine having a house, you got the room set up, and ain't nobody in these beds. Now you can't make no money. That's not what you want to do. That's why you need to invest in a good mentor that's going to give you the game, teach you how to market yourself, and how to actually get people in your house. Y'all thinking y'all be skipping steps trying to piece everything for free. Invest in a mentor and learn from their mistakes so you can skip steps. Y'all be hating to spend money, but guess what? Your money has to circulate. If you don't give your money, if you don't have your put your money in something that to invest in, it's not going to come back to you. So you trying to hold on to money and do everything for free, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to be sitting there paying rent on an empty house for 3 months looking stupid. You're going to sit there and have all these wrong type of people in your house. Then you're going to start renting out private rooms. I don't teach y'all to rent out private rooms. Then you go like, oh, this person won't pay. Now I got to evict them. I don't deal with that nonsense. Hey, Robin, let's go. Let's get to it. I'm in Killeen, Texas. Period. I got students in Texas. What's going on, Killeen? What's going on, Killeen? I got students all throughout Texas that's doing their biggest one. So if you are in the chat, I don't care where you are in the US, homelessness is everywhere. Whether you're in a major city or whether you're in a rural part of town. If you can go on your phone and type in homeless shelter near me, you can do this. And homeless shelters pop up, you can do this. Now, let me say this, y'all. When I tell you guys that you can get paid from housing the homeless, I'm not talking about the people that's on the street corners holding the signs up like this. Those is not the people you want in your house. We are talking about people that are everyday people. These are seniors. These are veterans. These are people that are able to live independently, but they don't get a whole lot of money, but they need a place to call home. We're not talking about the people that strung out. Those are not the people you want to house in your housing program. Homelessness looks like so many different things these days, y'all. Not the typical person that's holding up the street signs. Somebody said, what about for kids? So here's the thing. With this business model that I teach you guys how to set up your housing programs, this is for adults only. Everybody type adults only, and I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm going to tell you why you only want to house adults only in your housing program. Everybody type adults only. YouTube, let's smash that like button. It's too many of us in here and not enough likes. Now, here's why you want to only house adults only in your housing program. Because remember, the method that I teach you guys how to get started, you don't need a license to do this. You don't need any zoning to do this. You don't need any certifications, and you don't need to have 24-hour staff. And why is that? Because we are housing independent adults only that can do for themselves. The people that we house, y'all, they can bathe themselves. They can make their own food. They can take their own medications. As long as you provide housing only to these people in need, you don't need to get a license. You don't need to get zoned. You don't need to go get inspected. Now, if the minute you start trying to house populations that got to do with children, you're trying to house people that need 24-hour care, you're housing dementia patients, now you're going to need a license to do this. I don't teach y'all to go the license route. Let me tell y'all this. This is not a group home. This is not a personal care home or an assisted living. This is independent housing, which means you as the housing provider, you as the housing program, you are only set to provide housing only for these people. That's it. That's what's going to keep you compliant. That's what's going to keep you from the city knocking on your door. Excuse me, do you have a permit to run this? Excuse me, are you zoned for this? We don't need no zoning for this, y'all. I've been doing this since 2021. No zoning in sight, no certification, no 24-hour staff, because I stick to housing. Adults only that can do for themselves. Now, the minute you start trying to do all these special populations like aged out youth, you're gonna need a license to run those type of homes. Can I cater to widow adults? Absolutely. You can cater to whoever you want to cater to, but here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say. When you're first getting started in this business, y'all, you getting too specific on who you want to house is going you're gonna make it hard for you. Now, when you open yourself up to housing everybody that gets money, that's an adult, now you're gonna have an easier time filling your beds. But the minute you get too specific, and I know it's a lot of cap on the internet, people talking about, oh, you want to house veterans only, you want to house this populations only. The likelihood of you filling the house up on your first try with straight veterans, that's gonna be like a needle in the haystack. It's not happening. Let me tell y'all this: a lot of my homes are mixed, and they do very well. There is no right or wrong way to do this. But the minute you start trying to be too specific, too picky, you're not gonna make no money. I teach y'all how to get paid. Yeah, we in the business to help people, but we also in the business to make money and get paid. This is a business, y'all. Everybody type business in the chat. This is not a charity. This is not a nonprofit. We getting paid over here. Yes, we doing impactful work, but this is a business at the end of the day. And if your business is not making you no money, it's not making sense. Like, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? We have to get paid. So, TikTok, let's get the 5K likes. Now, let's get into how we get paid. Because I know y'all like, well, how we getting paid for this business if these people are homeless? And it's not the way y'all think. It's not the way y'all think. A lot of y'all think you need grants to run this. You think you need contracts. You think you need this, and that. Let me tell y'all, I've been running my housing program since 2021. I have 6 houses, 49 beds. I don't have any contracts. I don't get any grants. All of my money comes every single month like clockwork from my people. From my people. I have 3 spare rooms. One room has a full bathroom in it. How do I get started? Aqua, where you located? Where you located? But if you are in a chat and this is your first time seeing me live, type new in the chat so I can shout you out. But my name is Lane. I'm based in Metro Atlanta. I get paid from housing the homeless through starting a housing program, and I teach you guys how you can start your own housing programs in any city and any state because there's a need for housing everywhere, not just in major cities like Atlanta. So I teach you guys how you can start this up with no license needed, no zoning, no certification. You don't need 24-hour staff to run these. As long as you got a business mind and a heart to want to help people, I can get you paid in this, y'all. New Atlanta. Shout out to all the new people in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. It's a vibe here. You're going to love it. I teach you guys how to turn your purpose for helping people into a profitable business. And that's what we do on this channel. New in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, period. Shout out to you, Baton Rouge. I have students in Baton Rouge also. New California. I got students in California doing their biggest one. All right. Now, for y'all that want to know how we get paid in this business, type how in the chat. Type how in the chat, and I'm going to tell you how we get paid. Because this is the bread and butter of this business. We don't house nobody for free, y'all. This ain't charity. Now, the way we get paid as independent housing providers, as an independent living, as a housing program, the people that we house, y'all, they pay us directly. So this is called a private pay business model. And that means, I do have students in Arizona. That means that we do not get paid from the state. We don't get paid through grants. We don't get paid through insurance because we are not licensed. We can't get paid through those routes. Now, the people that we house, they have their own money. So I teach you guys how to go into your community and find these homeless individuals that have their own money. So everybody type money in the chat. If they don't have money, you do not need to be housing these people. I only house homeless individuals that have money. And the biggest misconception that y'all think that just because y'all hear homeless, that these people don't have money. There are so many homeless people out here, y'all, that get money every single month. And what type of money is that? So I always tell my students to prioritize housing people that get a check. So what does that check look like? That can be a social security check, a disability check, a paycheck, a retirement check, a VA check. So as long as they get some type of check, that's who you need to be housing. That's who you need to be housing, because that's what's going to pay you every single month. If they don't have money, it's going to be hard for them to pay you. So that's why we're able to run with no grants, y'all. That's why we're able to run without getting money from the state, without getting money through insurance, because we only house people that have their own money. So remember that. Now, let me show you guys. Do I have students in Minnesota? Absolutely. I got students everywhere, y'all. I got students everywhere. So y'all need to join the winning team, because my students is winning in real life. Let me show y'all something. Let me show you guys how we get paid in this business, right? Because I'm not teaching y'all no private room nonsense. We get paid by the bed in this business. Everybody type bed in the chat. We are putting a minimum of 2 people in one room. And yes, there are grown independent adults that are willing to share a room with another individual because they have no other choice. Now, maybe people like you and I wouldn't stay in something like this because we have options. But the people we house, y'all, they don't have options. So this is why they end up in shared living environments. So we get paid by the bed. So I teach you guys how to turn these beds into income streams. Now, typically when people are renting out rooms, they're only getting paid one time. But you as a housing program, you as an independent housing provider, guess what? We getting paid 2 times. We getting paid 2 times. Everybody drop twos in the chat. So we are getting paid a minimum of 2 times in one room. Now, some properties you can have up to 10 beds, 8 beds. It just depends on the location that how your house is set up. But me, most of my houses have a minimum of 8 beds. So we are getting paid by the bed, y'all. So the only thing that these people are getting when they come into your house is this bed right here. They not getting the whole room. They not getting the whole house. They are getting this bed. They are in a program and they have access to this shared room right there. That's all. Now, that's why you don't need a license to do this, no zoning and no certification, because we are providing housing only. So remember that. Everybody type housing only. I want y'all to get this through your head. Do not be in here giving these people medications. Do not be in here giving your people 3 meals a day. Do not be in here bathing your people up, because guess what? The minute you as the housing program, the minute you as the housing provider start offering them care, you're going to need to be licensed to do that, y'all. You're going to need to be zoned and you're going to need to be certified. Remember, the way I teach you guys how to do this is no license needed, no zoning and no certification, but you have to stay compliant and only provide housing only. Now, think of it like an Airbnb. If you've ever stayed at an Airbnb, drop a 1 in the chat and I'm going to relate it to y'all of how this is kind of similar to Airbnb. So I teach you guys to start your own housing programs. Each and every one of you guys in this chat right now, you can start a housing program. I don't care if you a felon. I don't care if you was somebody that's in recovery. You can start a housing program. I don't care what your demographic, your background. I don't care if you got a bad credit score. You can start a housing program. You have a passion for helping people, start a housing program. Turn it into a housing program. So if you've ever stayed at an Airbnb, so when you stay at somebody's Airbnb, guess what? You're a guest in their home and you have to follow their house rules. The same thing when you create your own housing program, your program is kind of like an Airbnb. The person that comes into your program, they are a participant or they are a guest in your home. So they are agreeing to follow your house rules in order to stay in your program. Same thing with an Airbnb. When you go stay in somebody's Airbnb, you can't be throwing house parties in that person's stuff. You can't be bringing extra guests. You have to follow the rules that they set in their home. Same thing with your housing program. When you create your housing program, they got to follow whatever rules you set. So everybody type rules in the chat. You can make your housing program as strict as you like or as lenient as you like. As strict as you like or as lenient as you like. It's completely up to you. Me personally, I run a strict program in real life, so best believe my housing programs is strict. It's strict. Now, with the type of populations that we house in our housing programs, y'all, they need rules. That's why they end up in these shared living homes because they didn't make the best choices in life. And honestly, when your house has structure in it, you have more control of what's going on in your locations. Now, let me say this. Let me say this. So think of it like somebody that's renting out rooms. When you if you just out there renting out rooms, you set up like a boarding home or those people are paying rent every month and they ain't following no rules that you set. They not listening, nothing you got going on. In these housing programs, in order for them to stay in our home, guess what? They got to follow the rules and they have to pay their fees. So that's what the difference is, y'all. We are not starting up boarding homes and we are not starting up what they call it, not trap houses. Yeah, it kind of is a trap house. Those border homes be trap houses, low key, y'all. Can they take a bath there? Absolutely. It's a house. It's a house. They could do whatever. They could watch TV. Listen, y'all, think of it like an Airbnb. You're setting up a living space for these people in need. It's a safe house for them. It's a safe house. They gotta take bath. Listen, you ain't taking no bath up in my house. You getting out because hygiene is important. So this is not a shelter, y'all. This is independent housing. So we're creating community-like environments inside of our homes for these people in need. And you don't have to own these homes. You can rent these homes. I rent all my homes, y'all. I have 6 locations and 49 beds. I get paid by the bed. And this is what I teach y'all. Get paid by the bed. These people will pay you for a place to stay, for a bed, because guess what? If it's not for housing programs like us and housing programs like yourself, the people that we house, they will be in a shelter, in the street, or they will be in prison or jail. There's really no in between, y'all. That's why housing programs are so needed. That's why housing programs are so needed. So we allow them to stay for as long as they need to. This is not really transitional housing, y'all. The demographic that I house and the demographic I teach my students to house, they really don't go nowhere, especially the seniors. And that's what you want. That's guaranteed that's guaranteed money every single month. Them seniors, listen, if a senior find a good place to stay and they're comfortable, they are not leaving until they pass away. One of my veterans, y'all, his name is Mr. Randy. He was like, the only way I'm leaving this house is in a body bag. And that should tell y'all something. I teach you guys how to create safe houses, community like environments in your homes to where these people never want to leave. Now, if you want to house a more transitional population, then you're going to be working a little bit harder because you got to keep them beds filled. So, me personally, I don't really too much care for the transitional population. I like the permanent population that really don't leave, y'all. Now, if you want consistent income, you need to be housing the people that's really not trying to go nowhere. Now, that's the demographic you need to go after. But let me tell y'all what the let me tell y'all the transitional populations that you're gonna need to be constantly having to keep your beds filled. Number one, the recovery population. So if you want to open like a recovery house, hey Millie, if you want to open like a recovery house, you're gonna have to constantly need to keep your beds filled because when it comes to that recovery population, y'all, they relapse and you're gonna have to be working. They relapse so that the recovery population also, another population, the working population, I don't teach y'all to fill y'all house up with working people. This is not the demographic. This housing program is not the demographic for working people. Working people, number one, working people want private rooms. I don't teach y'all private rooms. I don't teach y'all private rooms. The working population, they a headache and they way too entitled. So we are doing shared rooms, y'all. Everybody type share it in the chat. Everybody type share it in the chat. We make our money through shared rooms. A private room don't really make me no money. They don't really make me no money. Do you have to give a 30-day eviction? No. The way I teach my students, y'all, listen, y'all, I've been doing this business since 2021. I'm still doing it to this day. I got 6 houses and 49 beds. I've never done an eviction and I never will because I know how to structure my housing program to where when it's time for them to leave, they going to leave. We are not landlords, y'all. That's why I'm teaching y'all. You are a housing program. Everybody type program in the chat. Y'all be sitting here doing things the backwards way. I am not nobody's landlords. I am not nobody's landlord. This is a housing program. The minute they come into this housing program, guess what? They're signing rules stating that they're in a program and that if you don't follow these rules and if you don't pay, you hitting the road. Simple as that. We'll be messing y'all up. Y'all be treating these people like tenants. These are not your tenants and you are not nobody's landlord. That's why you need to learn my method, learn my blueprint. Cause y'all sitting here listening to 10 other people and they spinning you in circles. I always tell people, find somebody that you trust, learn their blueprint, and follow their blueprint. Y'all be trying to piece from this person here, this person there, and that's why y'all be confused and not having no motion. Confusion will have you doing nothing. So find you somebody you trust, follow their blueprint. And when I tell y'all, my blueprint don't just work for me. It worked for all my students that apply it. It worked for all my students that apply it. And let me show y'all live and in action. One of my students, Bria, she just got the keys to her house and she secured a $1,300 client in her housing program. It don't just work for me. My community is really having big motion. That's why I need to learn from the right mentors. That's going to take you to the top. Everybody is not having success in this field. Some people just teaching stuff that they learned last month. I've been doing this since 2021. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. That's why my student success rate is different. And I could really come on here and talk my talk because success leave clues. And my students, they doing their biggest one in this space. I'm not the only one winning. My students is really having motion. Let's talk about another student. Let's talk about today. One of my students, LaKendra in Baltimore, just got the keys to her house. Hello? If you next, type that's me in the chat. If you're going to be the next person opening up your housing program, type that's me in the chat. So success leave clues. Y'all going to have to wake up and find you somebody to learn from. Because anybody can have motion in this field. And that's why I love housing programs. That's why I love independent housing, because my students are everyday people. My students are single mothers. I have students that are felons. I have students that have bad credit. I have students that never started a business in their life and they opened up a housing program and now they can live life on their own terms. And they're helping their community at the same time. But you have to build something, y'all. You have to invest your money in a business and an income stream that's going to make you money without you having to be shackled to your house. And that's the thing, y'all. With my houses, I don't have to be shackled to my house. I get to live life on my own terms. My houses run without me being there every day. That's why I tell y'all, stop trying to open up these licensed homes because you ain't going to have no peace. You want a licensed home, you ain't going to have no rest, no peace. With these homes right here, these are grown independent adults. They can do for themselves. They don't need you babysitting them. They don't need you cooking them 3 meals a day. They don't need you giving out medication. And this is the new wave, y'all. This is how everyday people are able to become financially free through independent housing, independent living. Some people call this co-living. Some people call this shared housing. This is a new wave, y'all. Y'all need to wake up. The same way y'all slept on Airbnb when Airbnb was up. Before I did this business, y'all, I was doing Airbnb. Before I was doing this business, I was doing Airbnb. I took my money from my Airbnb, went and got my first house, which is this program, and it's been up ever since. I will never do Airbnb again, ever. Airbnb is too up and down. It's too much. But when it comes to creating housing programs, y'all, this is way more impactful, way more better income because you know what you're making every single month as long as you keep them beds filled. Like, honestly, y'all, it's a no-brainer if you ask me. With that Airbnb stuff, I was stressed out, hoping, okay, I hope they don't leave me a bad review. I hope I cleaned everything right. Like, it's just too much stress. And the minute that you get a bad review, guess what? They taking your listing down. They shadow banning your listing. When it comes to independent housing, you ain't got to do too much. These people just happy to have a bed to lay their head on. They just happy to have a mattress in a clean home to lay their head in. A lot of these people that we housing, y'all, they are in a shelter. They are in a shelter sharing a room with 50 other people. You think they're not going to be happy to share this room with one other person? You think they're not going to be happy? These people, so you don't have to sit here and break the bank to open up your housing program. A lot of y'all be thinking y'all have to deck it out like an Airbnb. You don't have to do all that. I keep it modern, I keep it functional, and I keep it low cost. We are in the business to make money, y'all. So if you're in the chat and you want to become a student of mine, my bundle is going to walk you step by step. That's the best thing to invest in. Kayla said, I have a 2-bedroom apartment. I just need clients. So here's the thing, y'all. Now let me get back to how much you can get paid per bed. I don't want to skip no steps. So remember, y'all, if you're just joining, I teach you how to get paid by the bed. We are turning these beds, these twin beds, not no California king. We turning these twin beds into consistent income for you. These are income streams. You ain't got to own this house. You can rent this house and still be making money from these beds. Now, we get paid by the bed in this business. Now, you can charge different bed prices. I'm in Metro Atlanta, so my bed price is $750 a month per bed. So I get paid $750 a month per bed. This is my starting rate, y'all. $750 is my starting price. That's not the final price because some people pay more than that. But depending on where you're located, I've seen people charge anywhere between $500 per bed all the way up to maybe $1,500 per bed. So I want everybody in the chat right now to drop their cities, and I'll let you guys know what my students are charging in your cities per bed. I've never done anything in real estate. That doesn't matter. You don't need to. You don't need no experience for this. Philadelphia. So my students in Philly are charging $750 to $850. My students in Cali, they charging a minimum of $950 per bed to $1,000 per bed. Geez, it's going fast, y'all. Raleigh, they charging $650 per bed, starting to $750. For my Dallas students, they charging $800 per bed, starting rate. Georgia starts at $750. Well, if you're in the country part of Georgia, $650. Houston, Texas, they starting at $750. They going fast, y'all. Nairobi, Kenya. I don't know if this is gonna work in Nairobi, Kenya. This is only for US right now. Massachusetts starting at $800 per bed. Now, what's going to determine the bed price, which you can charge in your area? What's going to determine the bed price that you charge in your area? Number one is going to be the cost of living in your area, and it's also going to be the people what they can afford to pay you. Now, I'm in Georgia. A lot of my people are able to afford $750, but in California, you would never charge no $750 for a bed in California because the cost of living is high out there. So you have to know the cost of living in your area and what your people can afford to pay you. So those are the two ways you're going to determine your bed price. Inside my bundle, I teach you guys how to price your beds and all of that, but everybody area is going to be different. You're not going to charge the two people they're not going to charge the same thing. Now, let me give y'all some perspective, right? So I'm based in Metro Atlanta. My starting bed price is $750, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, in Georgia, a lot of my people that I house, they are on a fixed income. Everybody type fixed in the chat. So most people that you're going to house in your housing program that are willing to share a room, let me show you, that are willing to share a room, they're on a fixed income. So what does that mean? That means that they only get a set amount of money every single month. They don't get higher and they don't get lower. Most of my people get a guaranteed check from Social Security, disability, VA benefits, retirement, or they work a job. But let me give y'all some perspective. No kids. We're talking housing adults only. For my people, y'all, these people are on a fixed income. So let me give you some perspective, right? In Georgia, most of the people that get a Social Security check, they're only getting, like, for the low income people, they're only getting $943 a month. Where in this world, in the United States, are you going to find housing with $943 a month? They not renting no apartment for that rate. They not finding no single family house for that rate. That's why they end up in shared living homes, y'all. That's why I tell y'all, start you a housing program. We are really offering safe and affordable housing for people in need that can't afford to live by themselves. That's why they be ending up in them shelters. That's why they be ending up on the streets because they check can't get them no apartment. And here's another thing. Here's why people are willing to share a bed. Number one, with the demographic that I teach you guys to go after and house, these are people with bad credit. These are not people like you and I that can just go out there and rent a property from a landlord and make 3 times the rent. These ain't them type of people. These people have bad credit. They barely get money. They're on a fixed income. And then also they have bad backgrounds. So they got felonies, misdemeanors. Them landlords is not renting to these people. But guess what? You as a housing program, you can go out there and rent a property and a landlord will allow your housing program to house these individuals. So that's where the need is, y'all. That's what the difference is. I have students that are felons that have housing programs. And guess what? Landlords ain't even run their background check. And that's why I tell y'all what to say to these landlords, what to say to these property management companies, because when you go in there and you know what to say to them, they're gonna let you have your way. These landlords only want they rent money. They don't care about what you done did. They just want they rent money and make sure that you ain't gonna tear their house up. Now, back to the bed price, right? So me, I'm in Georgia. I charge $750 per bed per bed in my homes. Now, if you're in Cali, you're not charging $750. You're going to charge 900 to 1,000 per bed minimum. If you're up north in New Jersey, you're going to charge like 800 per bed. So it depends on their check, y'all. It depends on how much they get. Most of my people only get 943, so I can only charge them 750. I can't sit here and charge them no $1,200 per bed because they can't afford that. So you have to meet the people where they are, and that's how you're going to determine how to properly price your beds. But let me say this though. I do have some people that pay me 1,000 per bed. I do have some people that pay me 1,200 per bed. But everybody is not going to pay you that. So that's why I don't lead with that. Most of my people, they pay 750. So you have to know your market, what's the cost of living, and what the people can afford to pay you. You can't be out there listening to the internet caps about some, oh, I want 1,200 per bed. If them people can't pay you 1,200 per bed, what you look like charging that? You're going to have an empty house sitting for 3 months that you paying the rent on because you passing up on $750 because you chasing 1,200. Y'all gotta use y'all common sense. Y'all gotta stop believing all the internet cap and use y'all common sense. We are in the business to provide affordable and safe housing. Everybody type affordable in the chat. Y'all be so money hungry, and that's what be getting y'all caught up. That's what be getting y'all caught up. Y'all be hearing people saying, "Oh, you want 1,200 per bed? You want 12? Oh yeah, I can get you." No, that's the likelihood of you getting a house full of straight 1,200 per bed. That's a dream. It's not happening. I do get people that pay 1,200, but it ain't a house full. It might be a bed of few, but it ain't no house full. So y'all got to use y'all common sense. A lot of these people that we're housing, they're on a fixed income. They can't afford that. That's why they end up sharing a room. So what's included in the 750 per bed? So let me tell y'all what's included in your bed price. The utilities are included. And guess what? This bed right here, that's all they get for 750 is this bed, fully furnished living environment, and utilities included. We not giving out meals for this bed price. Everybody type no meals in the chat. Everybody type no meals in the chat because I know y'all gonna ask me, oh, do we gotta provide food? No, you don't. No, you don't. What about Maryland? What about Maryland? I have students in Maryland. So you're not providing any food. The minute you start trying to get these people meals and all this stuff, guess what? Now you're moving like a licensed home and the city gonna come knocking at your door. I teach y'all how to do this with no experience, no zoning needed, no certification, but you have to follow the blueprint. Don't go remixing the stuff that I teach y'all. This is a proven business model, y'all. It don't just work for me. It's working for many of my students as well. And this is how I'm able to still have my house since 2021. And I still have my houses to this day. 6 houses in, 49 beds. City can't clock my tea, y'all. The city came to one of my houses one time. Guess what? They couldn't find no fault in what we was doing, and they went about their day. Thank you. Have a nice day. So the minute y'all start doing all this extra stuff that I tell y'all not to do, you're gonna be in trouble. They gonna come knocking at your door. Excuse me, do you have a license to run this type of home? What you talking about license? We're not providing any care to these people. That's why I tell y'all, stick to housing only, and you ain't got to worry about that nonsense. Y'all be in there trying to do the most. Listen, make your money in peace, help your community, and provide a safe space. Stop overcomplicating this. Please, everybody type no care in the chat. No care, because y'all still going to do it anyway, because I know y'all don't listen. Well, what about if we want to give out medication? Okay, well, this ain't the page for you. You might want to go start you a group home, but this is for the everyday person that's not able to start a group home. Listen, y'all, that group home stuff be having so many of y'all in a chokehold. A lot of us in this chat will never be in position to start a group home because guess what? A lot of us have backgrounds. Some of us don't have 40K sitting in the bank. Some of us don't own property, and that's okay. And some of us will never have the experience to open up no group home. And I was the same way, y'all. I thought the only way I could get paid from housing people was starting a personal care home, starting a group home, and assisted living. But guess what? I found a different way. Start you a housing program. This is the new wave, y'all. You don't need no license, no certification. You ain't got to be no nurse. You ain't got to be no CNA. Miss Q said, I'm a nurse and I don't want no group home. Period. It's too much work, y'all. Listen, I look like this because I don't want no stress in my life. Them group homes, them licensed homes ain't nothing but stress. And then guess what? All it takes is the state to come and audit your tail, and it's a wrap. I don't like that. And this is the thing I love about independent housing, right? In this business, y'all, nobody's coming to inspect our homes. Nobody's coming to see, oh, how many people live in this house? What y'all doing up in here? Listen, if you if y'all was to drive past the houses that I have, you would never be able to look at my houses from the outside looking and be like, oh, that's the housing program right there. And that's what you want. Your house should not stick out on the block, y'all. Your house should look like a regular house, just like everybody else's house on the block. Now, if you got 30 guys outside smoking cigarettes, now you got a problem. I don't teach y'all that. That's a trap house. I don't teach y'all to set up trap houses. This is impactful housing programs. We making a difference and we making money. Hello? We not here to play games. We here to get paid and help our community at the same time. You will wait months for it. Listen, and that's what I'm telling y'all. This is the new wave because anybody can start this up. I don't care what walk of life you came from. If you did time in prison, I have students that did prison time and that got multiple houses up and running. It don't matter. You could be a single mother. They don't care. As long as you provide these people, you think these people coming in the house saying, oh, do you have a license to run this? Them people just happy you gave them a chance to give them a place to call home. They is not asking you for your certifications. That's why I tell y'all this is private pay. When you don't get funding through the state, when you don't get funding through insurance, when you don't get funding through grants, you're not tied to you're not tied to what the state say. Because the people we house pay us. That's what the difference is, y'all. When you find people that get money, you ain't got to deal with no other people. My people pay me direct every single month like clockwork. And no, they don't be running off on the plug because they need a place to call home. They need a place to call home. Here in Florida, they don't have enough homes. And that's the thing I be telling y'all. This is not nothing new. People have been running these type of houses for years, since before I was born. And everybody just catching up to it. But you have to run it the right way, y'all. Don't be in there having them people terrorizing the neighbors. That's why I tell y'all to structure your house as a program. This is not a trap house. This is not a boarding home. This is not a rooming house. Because them rooming homes, I always tell my students, it's a thin line between a rooming house and a trap house. Because those boarding homes, they don't have no rules and no structure. In this housing program, I teach you guys to create structure in your homes. Everybody type structure in the chat. Everybody type structure in the chat. I teach you guys to create structured living for people in need. And let's get to 10K likes, TikTok. How many students you have? I've coached over 3,000 students. Over 3,000 students. So I've helped over 3,000. In my community right now, I have almost 800 because I'm rebuilding from scratch, but I've taught over 3,000 people how to open housing programs. I've been doing this, I've been teaching since last year of March. So I'm not new to this, I'm true to this, and my students having big motion, big success. Let me show you. This is one of my students right here, LaKendra. She just got the keys to her house. Just got the keys to her house. My students is really heavy in the field, and we not playing no games around here. We really get into it. We not playing no games. Real success leave clues. That's why I need to learn from the right mentor that's going to take you to the top, and you looking at her. It don't just work for me. It worked for my students too. So yeah, we are creating structure in our homes, y'all, because guess what? The people in my house, they're not in there getting high. They're not using substances. They're not bringing in the whole hood to hang out at the house. We ain't doing that. They not in there fighting and doing all type of crazy stuff. When you have a housing program and there's rules and there's structure, you get to keep a lot of things under control. In them rooming houses and them boarding houses, it ain't no control. It ain't no structure, y'all. No, it ain't no control. It ain't no structure. So that's why I teach you to set up as a housing program. That's what's going to help you. That's what's going to help you. Where is the information to the class? So I have a bundle. My bundle is going to give you my 3-hour class. That's a replay, and my forms. That's what's going to walk you step by step. But yeah, y'all, housing programs, it's just better. And I've had students that have personal care homes and they have assisted livings, and they said they transitioning all their stuff to independent housing, independent living, because it's just less stress. Now imagine you can't even live your life with them licensed homes. Somebody call out of work, you got to go report because you're going to have a problem on your hands. You're going to have a problem on your hands. How are you making enough to pay monthly bills on the house? Monthly bills, that ain't nothing. Listen, y'all, my bills for one of my houses, it don't go over $500. The bills ain't nothing. We making overly that. It's more money in contracting, though, is my opinion. It probably is more money in contracting, though. But guess what? A lot of people will never be in position to contract because they have backgrounds. You have to go through all this crazy, strenuous process. A lot of people on these apps, they will never be in position to get a contract. That's why we're opening up housing programs, independent living homes. This is the new wave. Everybody won't qualify for contracts, y'all. And I know it's a lot of stuff on the internet. You think them contracts is easy to get, y'all? Everybody would have one. It's not set up like that. The contracts are set up so where everybody cannot get them. So yeah, it sounds good in retrospect. Oh, get a contract, but who's really getting contracts? The people that's getting contracts, they've been in this business 30 plus years. You think they're about to give you, a new person, a contract? Absolutely not. You better earn your keep. But for us newbies in the game, we coming out the gate, opening up one house, profiting over 4K a month. Just from one house. Ain't no experience, ain't never nothing. Where else in the world are you doing that in real estate without owning property? Me, 16 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Dr. Alicia. A lot of us don't got no experience under our belt. That's why the title says, thank you for the gifts. That's why the title says no experience, no license needed. My mission on my channel is to take everyday people and turn them into impactful earners, impactful CEOs. No, y'all, you ain't got to start no group home to do this. You ain't got to have a personal care home. You don't have to be a nurse or a CNA. As long as you got a business mind and a heart to want to help people, I could get you paid. And that's what the difference is. I found a way to do this without needing to be licensed, zone certified. And that's why I get on these platforms and I educate y'all what's possible for you. You don't got to go searching for no contract that you never going to get. When I tell y'all, I was just like y'all out there trying to find these contracts. I felt so defeated because they have all these requirements in place. People like us would never get a contract. Never. You got to know somebody that knows somebody, been in a space for 30 plus years. It's just not happening, y'all. So that's why I'm teaching you a way to make money, a way to impact your community through providing safe housing without all the extra stuff. And that's what the difference is. But you have to start a housing program and do it the way I'm telling y'all, girl. You ain't never lie. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all, I done figure I racked my brain since 2020. I think 2019 was when I started researching the group home stuff. I said, this ain't never gonna work for me. Because number one, they want you to have all this experience. I did not have no experience. They want you to have a sprinkler system, 40K in the bank, all of that. It's not happening, y'all. Period, Blue. This one of my students. Yes, she is. I only had my first house 2 weeks, and it's a 4 and 6 bed. Feel easy money charging $1,100 a bed. Listen, Blue. One of my students, y'all. She charging $1,100 per bed, and y'all still sitting on the sidelines, twiddling y'all thumbs, thinking it is not working. Blue, let them know where you located. Let them know where you located. But all of y'all in this chat, I have students all across the U.S. that's really winning in this space successfully, and she's in Chicago. Period. For y'all that's Chicago, bed price started at $1,100, and that's just that on that. So y'all better stop playing and open you a housing program. This is a new wave. Learn from the queen. My students is really to the top. My students is really to the top. Can your students join your live? What you mean join my live? Are you my student in Houston, bro? But yes. If you in this chat, I'm going to be in Oakland May 30th hosting an in-person event teaching housing. So make sure you guys get your tickets to Oakland. It's going up. And if you're in this chat and you want to know how to start your own housing program, my bundle is going to walk y'all step by step. It's in my bio. And the bundle is a video of me teaching you guys, not an ebook. It's a video that's almost 3 hours long. You get forever access to it. And you also get the forms needed to open up your housing program as well. Yes, Oakland, California, get your tickets. If you want to learn housing from the queen, get your tickets. Get your tickets to Oakland. Nobody talking about how these landlords being so hard. They're not hard, totally. You just got to know what to say and how to say it. Listen, y'all. In this business, you got to know what to say and how to say it. That's going to get you far. And the thing that's be defeating a lot of y'all go in there talking to these landlords. Y'all be stumbling and fumbling over y'all words. Y'all ain't got no confidence. So they like, oh no, what you say you do? Y'all be in there telling them y'all housing the homeless. That's not what you tell these people. Y'all got to invest in a good mentor that's going to walk you through it. That's going to walk you through it and help you give you the confidence to talk to these people, because that's what's going to make the difference. And when you get one landlord, they always have more houses. My landlord waiting on me to get the second one. That part. Do I have mentorship separate from the bundle? So my mentorship, my VIP mentorship is higher price. And then just inbox me if you want one-on-one mentorship. But I do have a school community that is a self-paced course, is me breaking it down into modules. But my bundle is more accessible for everybody. So that's why I always promote the bundle. I'm in the Bay. Is there a link? Yes. So if you're in this chat, what you're going to do, you're going to click on my profile right up here. It's going to take you to my page. And once you become a student of mine, y'all, we are locked in for life, and you get ongoing support inside of my exclusive FB community. Let me show y'all. And also, if you attend the event, you get lifetime support inside of the FB community as well. So once you get to my page, it's right here in this LINK. And the bundle is the first one, y'all. And we do have Klarna and Afterpay. Klarna and Afterpay is available, so you can definitely get it on a payment plan. And it comes straight to your inbox. Now, for my people on the West Coast, get your ticket to the Bay Area, May 30th, y'all. We're going to be on a rooftop. It's going to be a vibe. We're going to be talking housing. If you're in YouTube, it's in the description of this video. But that's the best way to become a student, honestly. What about city regulations for the number of unrelated people under one roof? Amber, where are you located? Listen, y'all, none of that matters. None of that matters. All that unrelated stuff. How much is mentor? LaShawn, are you my student? But the bundle is y'all like learning from me. You're getting mentor from me once you invest in the bundle, because the bundle is going to walk you step by step. And then once you Kevin said, I'm located in Cali. Well, Kevin, you need to be at my event in Oakland, May 30th. It's going up. I'm teaching housing in the Bay, and I'm bringing out all my students on the West Coast. I do have students in the West Coast that's doing their biggest one. Does the bundle include how to get started funding? Yes, 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 it does. And listen, y'all think y'all need so much money for this. You really don't. You really don't. Now, let me tell y'all how much how much money I needed for my very first house to get started. Now, everybody's startup price is gonna be different depending on where you located. And then some of y'all already have access to property. So if you're already a landlord, just use what you have. Me personally, y'all, I do this business through renting. So let me see who we got in the chat. If you own property, drop a 1 in the chat. If you don't own property, drop a 2. If you own property, drop a 1. If you don't own property, drop a 2. Oh, wow. Shout out to the homeowners. So, yeah, for all the homeowners in the chat, you don't need to get permission from nobody. This is your house. Do what you want in your house. For the ones of us that don't own property, we're just going to have to get permission from the landlord or a property management company. And I teach you guys my exact script of how to get permission from the landlords and the property management company. It's not hard, but you have to know what to say and you have to go in there with confidence when you're talking to them. But I live in my house. Miss Candace, that's okay. Why you can't go rent something? And why you can't go rent something and leave that house for the people that need it and make your money that way? I do have some students in this space, y'all, that started in their own personal house. You got to get creative. Now, if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, y'all gonna have to get creative. But back to my first startup cost. When I first started, I started with a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And my rent was $1,850 and my deposit was $1,850. So I only needed $3,700 to get into my first house. But everybody in this chat is in different areas, in different parts of town. So just think of it like you're going to need first month rent and deposit, whatever that is in your area. That's what you're going to need. But yeah, but most times, and also I've seen some people get into this business without having to put up first month rent and deposit. Honestly, when you get into this space, this business is really all about relationships. You don't have to have a whole lot of money in this space, y'all. If you have relationships and you know how to talk to people, you can really have your way. And I teach y'all that in my bundle, how to go in there, have your way with these landlords, how to have your way with these property management companies. When I tell y'all, my landlords never asked me for no credit check. They never asked me for a background check, and they never asked me for a bank statement. The only thing they asked me was, do you have first month rent and deposit? I said, absolutely. And they said, okay, we're going to send over a portal so you can sign up and make your first payment. That was it. That's because I know what to say. I'm sorry, you're gorgeous. Thank you. Kevin said, my only issue is I'm located in California. My mortgage is almost $3,800. How many bedrooms is that, Kevin? Because most of my students in Cali, they're charging $1,000 per bed. So that's only you needing 3 or 4 people to make your mortgage. That's nothing. That's nothing, honestly. But yes, listen, y'all. I don't care where you located. You can start a housing program. New Orleans, I got students in New Orleans too, and I'm gonna be coming there as well. So I'm gonna be hosting an event in New Orleans as well. But yes, if you're in this chat and you're just joining, I teach you guys how to get paid from housing the homeless to starting your own housing program. Anybody in this chat can start a housing program. You don't need to be licensed. You don't need to be zone certified. You don't need to be a nurse or a CNA. As long as you got a business mind and a heart to want to help people, you can thrive in this space. I have students that have no experience, that they don't own property. They got felonies on their record and they got multiple homes and they doing their biggest one, living life on their own terms, financially free because they started a housing program. A lot of y'all sitting here breaking y'all backs at these 9-to-5s when you need to just open up one house. When I tell y'all one house was life-changing for me, and I'm going to walk y'all through the numbers, right? I'm going to walk y'all through the numbers. Somebody said, how can homeless afford 1K? The homeless individuals I teach you guys to house, they have money. Just because you hear the word homeless don't mean that they don't have money. The people that we house, y'all, they have money. And that's what the difference is. I teach you how to find people that get money. I don't house nobody for free. This ain't no charity work and this ain't no nonprofit. We get paid for what we do. I teach you how to get paid on this channel and how to turn your purpose into profits. There's nothing wrong with getting paid for your purpose and getting paid to help others. We all got bills to pay. We all got rent to pay. Gas about $5 a gallon everywhere you go. So you don't got to do this for free. I get paid for this. I have 6 houses, y'all. 6 houses and 49 beds. Look, I teach y'all how to get paid by the bed. We not talking private rooms. We talking shared rooms. Let me show y'all. We are talking shared rooms. Where my pictures at? I know we got some visual learners. I want to show y'all. We are talking shared rooms. We put in a minimum of 2 people in one room. I have a bundle. My bundle is the class. That's the class. Anything in Ohio? I got students in Ohio. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, y'all, that's what the difference is. Now, let me show y'all the income potential that one house can get you. Let me show y'all the income potential that one, because one house is really life changing. And I always tell my students, you can take this business as far as you want to take it. If you want to open up 2 houses, 3 houses, 4 houses, 10 houses, nobody's coming to clock your tea. So you could take this as far as you want to take it. Me personally, I got 6 houses and 49 beds. I'm cool with 6 houses. I have other businesses that I run. I'm not trying to sit here and house the whole world. I'm not trying to house the whole world. So let's do this. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all my very first house that I still have to this day. How much money that house is bringing me in, and I'm gonna show y'all how much money I pay every single month and what I'm left over with. Now, my very first house. If you're a student of mine, I always teach my students that you want a house that's at least a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Everybody type 4-bedroom, 4 in the chat. Type 4 in the chat because you want to start out with at least a 4-bedroom, and I'm gonna tell you why. Everybody drop 4 in the chat. Let me tell you why you want to start out with at least a 4-bedroom for your first house. If you can. If not, I wouldn't go underneath a 3. Because when it comes to a 4-bedroom, you should be able to get a minimum of 8 beds in that house. Me personally, my 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, I put 9 beds in there because I was able to fit more. But you should be able to fit a minimum of 8 beds in that 4-bedroom. Yes, Sonia, 4 at least. Now let's get into the money part because I know y'all want to know how much. Now let's say that you have, because my shared bed price, my shared room price, this is how we are setting up our rooms, y'all. We're putting a minimum of 2 people in one room. This is how we make our money. I'm not teaching y'all private rooms or pad split or putting your stuff on FB Marketplace. This ain't that. So we are putting a minimum of 2 people in one room. So if you have a 4-bedroom, you should be able to put a minimum of 2 people in each bedroom. Now, my first house, I put 9 beds in that house because I was able to create an extra room, and I made that a private. So let's do some math. So 8 of my beds, which are shared beds, shared rooms, my bed price is $750 a month, y'all. I'm in Georgia. So my bed price is $750. So let's time that by 8. So that one house, just from those 8 beds, y'all, I'm getting $6K a month every single month. Everybody type $6K in the chat. So I'm getting $6K a month just from this one property. But I'm not finished yet because one of the rooms was way too small to put 2 twin beds. So I made it a private. Now for the private room, I charge an extra $1,000. So now I get $7K every single month off this one property that I don't even own. This is $7K that I did not have to Uber Eats for. I did not have to DoorDash for this $7K. I did not have to work overtime at the job. I did not have to deal with annoying coworkers. I did not have to DoorDash to the ground to get this $7K. I ain't had to ask no man for no $200 a week. This is me teaching y'all to set up a house one time, furnishing it up, filling your beds with the right people, and you got a set income stream every single month. 7K off the top, coming straight to me. Now, I'm about to get into the expenses so you guys know how much your expenses are going to be and things like that. But this is my first house. I'm giving y'all real life numbers. So, my rent in this house, and that's listen, 7K. A lot of y'all not making no 7K at y'all 9 to 5 if we being real. A lot of y'all not making no 7K. A 7K is life changing for a lot of us because I know it was for me. Listen, y'all, I never made 10K in my life until I started a housing program. Until I started a housing program, that's when I was able to see 10K months with ease without having to sit here and be on social media and trying to convince people. No, this is 7K that comes to me every single month like clockwork because people are going to always need a roof over their head. That's why I teach y'all this type of business. This is a recession-proof business. Housing is not going anywhere. This is not like, oh, I don't need to get my lashes done this week. No, people are going to always need a roof, whether we in the summertime, springtime, or the wintertime. They're going to always need a place to call home. So why not turn your housing into an income stream? So a lot of y'all got rooms laying around that's not being used. You might got basements, you might got attics. If you're a landlord, you might have property that you can convert to a housing program. There are so many ways to make it in this space, y'all. So many creative ways to make it. But my very first house, I rented it and it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. I have 9 beds in that house. And from the 9 beds that I put into that house, and let me show you how I got the room set up. This is how we set up the rooms. We put in 2 people in 1 room minimum. This is how we make our money, by the bed. Everybody type bed in the chat because we don't get paid from private rooms. We get paid by the bed. So the more beds you have, the more money you can make. The more beds you have, the more people you can help. And that's what the difference is. Now, if you got a little 2-bedroom, you ain't gonna be doing nothing. You're just gonna be wasting your time and playing around. I don't got time to play games. We running a business to make money. So that's why I tell y'all, start out with a 4-bedroom. Listen, I only deal with heavy hitters. I'm a heavy hitter. I'm not about to sit here and these people that we deal with, y'all, they not an easy population. So I'm gonna need all my money. I'm not about to sit here and play around for no 2-bedroom, for no 3-bedroom. I need all my money. And that 4-bedroom is gonna be a heavy hitter every single time because you could put a minimum of 8 beds in that house. So yeah, that's that on that. Now let's get into the expenses. But before we do, I want everybody in this chat to tell me in the chat, if you could have your way, how much money a month would you want to make? What is your freedom number? Is that 6K a month? I want everybody in the chat to manifest how much money they want to make monthly. And I'm going to show you guys how to get to that income number in this business. So we got 10K months, 8K months, 30K months, period, 10K months, 10K month, 20K month, 100K, period, Jasper. Heavy hitter. We got 10K month, 8K, 30K, 15K, 10K, period. We got some heavy hitter. What y'all saying on YouTube? I don't see nobody type in the chat. Period. 50K, 50K. Listen, all the numbers that y'all typed in this chat, it's attainable for you. And I know it sounds far-fetched, but it's not far-fetched. When it comes to starting your housing program, the only thing that you need to figure out is how many beds is it going to take for you to get to your freedom number? Because remember, y'all, we getting paid by the bed. A traditional landlord, they getting paid by the door, by the house, the whole house. That ain't how we making our money. We making our money by these beds. Let me show y'all. We making our money through these twin beds, and we ain't even got to own these. You ain't even got to own this house. We making our money through these beds. We is not playing around. So for the ones that said they want to make 10K a month, you have to figure out how many beds is it going to take to get to your freedom number. For the ones that want to make 50K, you just have to do simple math. But that's why I tell y'all, we are turning these beds, these twin beds, into income streams. And that's what the difference is. Now, I'm going to show y'all what one of my houses are doing. So TikTok, let's get up to 15K likes. Let's keep tapping. Let's keep tapping. But I'm gonna show y'all what one of my houses bring in. I'm not telling y'all all my business because that's private and it's personal. And I don't make income claims. Listen, y'all, a lot of y'all do not need 50K months. Some of y'all just be comfortable with 10K, 8K extra. Like, so everybody's freedom number is going to be different. And that's why I tell you, you can take this business as far as you want to take it. Me personally, I'm a heavy hitter. I like to live life on a certain type of standard, so I can't come small. I gotta make some good money. But just know that when you focus on building your housing program from the ground up, and you serve these people that you're housing the right way, you make them comfortable, you treat them like family, you will have a income stream until they pass away or until you shut down your house. And that's the thing I love about my houses, right? Because I started back in 2021 is when I signed my first lease, and that house is still making me money to this day. Even if you don't own the property, y'all, as long as you are renewing your lease and you don't close your house down, that's the income stream that you have sitting there working for you. Gas is almost $7 in Cali. I believe it. I'm trying to house in the Bay. I have students in the Bay too. So that's what I'm telling y'all. Come on out to the Bay. I'm going to have an event May 30th. Get your tickets. Do you have to have someone stay there with them? No, these are independent people, y'all. This is independent housing. We not babysitting nobody. These are grown independent people that can do for themselves. They don't need you telling them, oh, it's time for medication. No, we're doing this with no license, no experience, because we are providing housing only, no care. Everybody type no care in the chat. When you focus on providing them housing only with no care, you don't need to be licensed to set this up. Think of it like Airbnb. Before I was doing this business, I was doing Airbnb. And do you think I sat there and called the city, was like, excuse me, do I got permission to set this Airbnb up? Absolutely not. I went and got my place, furnished it, started making my money in peace, and that was it. I'm not playing with these people. And listen, there is nothing illegal about providing safe housing to independent adults. Now, if you up in there trying to run you a nursing home and these people need 24-hour care, now you got a problem on your hands, and them people will come lock your tail up. Do not do that. I don't teach y'all. We are doing things the right way. We're moving in compliance. So that's why I tell y'all, when you follow the blueprint that I set out for you, the blueprint that I go by, because I have houses to this day. I'm not just telling y'all something that I don't do. I'm able to successfully run with no license, no zoning, no certification. The city came to my house one time, and guess what? They couldn't clock my teeth, so they went about their way. There is nothing illegal about providing safe housing to independent adults. Now, the minute you up in there trying to house children and all that, now that's something different. I don't teach all that. That's why you need to become a student, get my bundle, and learn how to set this up the right way. Learn how my students is having big success, big motion, because we not playing around with these people. So back to how much money is going to take to get you to your freedom number, right? Now, my very first house, I still have this house to this day, y'all. This house is bringing me in $7K a month without me having to break a sweat. I don't got to sit there and be with them 24 hours. This is me living my life, getting on planes, operating my other businesses, and collecting 7K every single month off of one location. Off of one location, because I created a house, I rented a house, I filled it with the right people, people that's independent, people that get money and that are able to pay every single month. And I'm making this every single month. Now, let's get into the expenses of this business, because my rent for this house is only $1,850. So let's subtract that. Let's subtract the rent, because I want y'all to see the real numbers of what you're going to be taking home after you pay bills, because y'all be thinking that you ain't going to make no money. We still making decent money. And typically I tell all my students in this space that you want to walk home after you pay your bills, after you pay your rent, you should be profiting a minimum of $2,000 a month. Minimum. And that's still good, y'all. I do more than 2K a month for my houses, but that's just the bare minimum. If I'm not making a minimum of 2K a month off of the house, it's not even worth my efforts. It's not even worth my trouble. So that's why when y'all be talking about this 2-bedroom stuff, I can't even look at that, because that's a waste of time. You're not making no money off no 2-bedroom. You're not really making no money off of a 3-bedroom. You're probably just going to be breaking even. So that's why I tell y'all to start with a 4-bedroom, make your money, have some left over, and then just scale your locations. Get 1, 2, 3, however many homes it takes you to get to your freedom number. That's what you need to get. Now, after I pay my rent, which is $1,850, we are left with $5,150. This is still good money, y'all. A lot of y'all not making this at y'all 9 to 5. And if you are, guess what? You had to work, what's 40 times? You had to work a whole bunch of hours to get this for the month. You had to sit here and put up with coworkers that get on your nerves. You couldn't take no days off. You couldn't take your kids on vacation. This is you slaving at the job, having to go up, having to show up every morning. This is you having to DoorDash and Uber Eats to the ground. This is me, y'all, just opening one house, furnishing it, filling it with the right people, and collecting my money like clockwork. We talking soft living. Soft living, serious income. That's the vibe on this channel. Soft living, serious income. We're not trying to overly work hard for what we got. No, your money should be working for you. And that's why I tell y'all, open you up a house. Open you up one house and watch how that money come in. You're going to be like, oh man, I need to open up another one. I need to open up another one. I need to open up another one. When I tell y'all, when you see how effortless and how the money come in and how you're helping people and how you're providing safe living, and honestly, y'all, the money is great, but just when you see the smiles on these people's face and they telling you, thank you so much. I've never been in a place this nice. I love it here. Thank you for giving me a chance. Honestly, y'all, that feeling right there is better than money. The money is good, but just knowing that you are providing a safe space for people that a landlord would never rent to. Other people, the world would never rent to these people, but you as a housing program, you're giving them a second chance of safe living. And that's why I tell y'all, what we do is really bigger than housing because we're really impacting these people's lives because we are second chance housing. Everybody type second chance in the chat. Sister already have 2 clients, period, Oracle, period. So we are really second chance housing for these people, y'all. You are not nobody's landlord. It's not your business to sit here and say, well, what you did in your past, oh, I got to run your background. I don't run backgrounds on my people. We are not landlords. I'm not here to judge nobody. I tell my students, we are here in this business to provide safe housing for all. People make mistakes, y'all. And if they can't go to the shelters, if they can't rent from the traditional landlords, who are they going to turn to? Who? So that's why they need us, y'all. That's why we need independent housing programs because we are really allowing people a chance to get back on their feet, provide them safe living at an affordable price until they get to their next level. And some of them never get to their next level. They just might stay with you forever. Everybody is not in position to live by themselves, y'all. A lot of these seniors, they need community-like environments. Some of these seniors are too independent for the nursing home and they don't make enough money to get their own place. So that's why they thrive in these type of shared living environments. When I tell y'all we really making a difference, we really are. And a lot of time, them nursing homes be having them on lockdown. They can't do nothing up in those nursing homes. But in these housing programs, we are actually adding to the quality of their life. These people are living. In them nursing homes, they checking out after they done been in a nursing home a few months. They about to check out. And that's what the difference is. Like, we making a real impact. So somebody asked, how much do you charge for bed? You must be just joined. We already went through that. My bed price, everybody's going to charge differently. I'm in Metro Atlanta. My bed price is $750 a month. $750 a month. But there is no reason that each and every one of y'all in this chat should not be opening a housing program because we all have some type of passion. Why not get paid for helping these individuals in need? So let me show you. I'm going to show you the numbers. How do you show how to get the property? All of that is in my bundle. If you're a student of mine, I show you everything. Now, after I paid my rent off of this one house, y'all, I'm left with $5,150. Now, typically when it comes to the utilities and the expenses, I always tell my students to budget anywhere between $500 a month to $800 a month. Typically for this house, my utilities never go over 500. So my utilities be about 480, for something every single month. And that includes electric, water, Wi-Fi. The same thing that you would have in your house for these utilities is the same thing that you offering these people. No different. You ain't got to overthink it. Renter's insurance, whatever you would have in your house is what they would need in their house too. And you don't have to live with them, y'all. This is their own house that you gave them, that you set up for them. Now, let's just say, I'm going to just take out 500. So let's take out 500. So even After I pay my rent, after I pay the utilities, I'm left with $4,650. Everybody type 4K in the chat, and this is all profit. This is money that I did not have to sling an Amazon package for. I did not have to DoorDash. I did not have to Instacart for this money. This is me setting up a house one time, providing my people safe housing, making them feel included, making them feel seen. And I'm collecting this money every single month like clockwork, filling my beds with the right people that ain't sitting here doing no weirdo stuff because they want a place to call home. No food. We don't provide food. So this is independent housing, y'all. We provide housing only. We are not sitting here giving out no care. When you start giving out care, you're going to need to be licensed for that. You don't have to be licensed for what I'm teaching you. So we're only providing them housing only. This is what's included in a price. Let me show y'all. This is what's included in a price. A bed with utilities. That's it. You're not sitting here giving out no 3 meals a day. Everybody type no meals in the chat. Everybody type no meals in the chat. We not sitting here giving out 3 meals a day. We not giving out medication. We not bathing nobody up. The only thing we're doing is offering safe and structured living. That's it. In a shared room. In a shared room. And we house people that have their own money. Just because you hear homeless don't mean that they ain't got no money, y'all. Just because you hear the word homeless don't mean that they ain't got no money. The rest of the house is shared. The rest of the house is shared. So think of it like an Airbnb. If you're just joining, we already went through this. Think of it like an Airbnb. You're furnishing up a location for these individuals to have access to. The only difference is we are providing shared rooms, not private rooms. We make our money by the bed. Everybody type bed in the chat. Everybody type bed in the chat until y'all get it. We are only providing the bed space. You're not sitting here giving them 3 meals, and this ain't no bed and breakfast. They provide their own food. Your job as the housing program, your job as the housing provider is to just provide them a bed. That's it. That's it. Now, after I pay my bills, this is just one house, y'all, that I have 4,600 every single month that's coming into me like clockwork. And that's why I tell y'all, for the ones in the chat that said that they want to have 10K months, they want to have 20K months, 50K months, you need to figure out how many beds is it going to take for you to get to your freedom number. Now, for the ones in the chat that said they want to make 10K months, let's break it down. So let's say we have 16 beds. 16 beds, y'all, is only 2 houses because remember, we're doing 8 beds minimum per property. So let's say we got 16 beds at $750. That's $12K every single month that your business is bringing in. A lot of y'all is sitting here slaving these jobs and y'all not even making no $12K a month. So imagine putting that same energy for that 9 to 5 into building a housing program. Just focus on one house, y'all. You ain't got to go for reach crazy. Just start with one house. Start with one house and make you an extra income stream and see how you can manage that one house. See how the people stay, how they get along. And then from that one house, you can scale to multiple locations. I always tell my students, the more beds you have, the more money you can make. The more people you help, the more money you can make. So yes, you can take this business as far as you want to take it. Everybody's freedom number is different, y'all. I currently have 6 homes and 49 beds. Everybody don't need 49 beds. Some of y'all just only need 20 beds. Some of y'all only need 10 beds. One lady told me one time she just wanted enough money to be able to pay her mortgage, and that was it. I'm not telling y'all you have to quit your 9 to 5, but why not add another stream of income for yourself that makes you money without you having to be a slave to it, without you having to be shackled to your houses, without you having to give out all this care. Listen, y'all, when you set up your house one time, I don't care if you own it or rent it, set up your house one time and fill it with the right people and make your money in peace and give back to your community. We're doing a great thing for our community. We not sitting here setting up trap houses. Them rooming houses, y'all, they low-key be trap houses. Some co-livings low-key be trap houses. In our housing programs, we provide them with a real structure and real a real community-like environment. So if you're in this chat and you like, Lane, how can I make you my mentor? I want to learn your blueprint. I want to get coached by you. If you want to learn my method, you want to learn under my coaching, under my leadership, drop a one in the chat. Thank you for the give, Fancy. Thank you. Thank you. So drop a one in the chat if you guys want to learn my blueprint of how we turn beds into bread and consistent income. And I'm going to do something special for y'all only while I'm on this live. Only while I'm on this live. Now, also, if you're on the West Coast, I'm hosting an in-person event May 30th. So get your tickets to that. But there's only two ways for you guys to become a student. There's only two ways. And the first way is to invest in my bundle. My bundle is not an ebook, it's a masterclass of me teaching a 3-hour long class of how you can start your housing program up in any city, in any state. I also teach you guys how to find individuals in your community that have income that needs safe housing. I teach you guys what to say to landlords and property management companies inside of that video. Everything that y'all ask me in this live stream, I break it down step by step inside the bundle. And the bundle is the masterclass, and you're going to also get the forms needed to set up your housing program successfully. Because remember, we start in housing programs. We are not landlords, and these are not our tenants. So you have to structure your housing program a certain way for you to thrive and be successful in this space. Now, let's look at some of my students that's doing their biggest one. Because honestly, y'all, when I tell y'all one house is really life-changing, it really is. And let me show y'all one of my students today that just got the keys to her house. It's nothing. When I tell y'all it's nothing to get a yes from a landlord, it's nothing to get a yes from a landlord. One of my students, LaKendra, just got her keys today. She an everyday person just like y'all. Everyday person getting her keys, providing safe housing to people in need. So if you've ever had desire to house veterans, seniors, people coming home from prison, people that are disabled but can still live independently, people that are transitioning from tough situations but need housing, start you a housing program, y'all. This is a new wave. We're not starting up group homes no more. We're not starting up personal care homes or assisted living. We are starting housing programs because we don't need a license to do this. We don't need to be zone certified. You ain't got to be no nurse or no CNA. You can be an everyday person and thrive in this space. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my bundle on sale. Only while I'm on this live. When I get off, it's going to go back to the regular price. But let me put my bundle on sale for y'all. And the bundle is, once you become a student of mine through purchasing my bundle or getting your ticket to Oakland, because I'm going to be in Oakland on the 30th teaching housing, you will get ongoing coaching from me inside of my exclusive FB community. Inside the FB community, y'all, that's where you get to ask your questions. So even after you watch your bundle and your replay and you still have ongoing questions, you can get your questions answered inside of the community. You can meet the other successful students that's in the community as well. Now, the bundle, I'm only going to leave it on sale. Heroes Outstanding. Thank you. Thank you. So let me show you guys how to become a student, how to learn from the queen, and join the winning team. So here's what I'm going to do. If you are on YouTube, it's in the description of this video. So you just click the drop down. It says become a student. Click that. For my TikTok community, what you guys are going to do, you're going to click on my profile picture right up here. FB, it should be linked in this. Wait, it should be linked in this live stream. I thought it was showing. But for my TikTok community, and you're going to click on my profile picture right up here. Another box is going to pop up. Click on my face. You have forever access to the bundle. So once you become a student of mine, you have forever access. It never expires. Even if you delete out your email, just send me an email and I'll send it right back to you. But that's the beauty of becoming a student. You have forever access, and then you get ongoing coaching on your journey inside of my FB group. So inside the FB group is where the magic happens, y'all. That's where you get ongoing support. So once you go to my page, you're going to click where it says STAN. And once you get it, come back and say, got it, so I can show you guys how to join the community. And the bundle is the first one, y'all. It's currently on sale. And I'm only going to leave it on sale for 10 minutes. Before I head out. Jaya, why you can't get a discount? And then also, y'all, we have Klarna and Afterpay. So it'll break it up into installments. And if you use the Klarna at checkout, it'll be $71 today if you use Klarna at checkout. But this is the only way to become a student and learn my method and get ongoing coaching from me on your journey inside of my exclusive FB community. Let me show y'all. My students is having big motion, big success. One of my other students, she just filled her house up yesterday. No contract. She's actually in Chattanooga, Tennessee. She said, my entire home will be filled on Friday. I started this February. Love you down, girl. But what was I saying? Period. So yeah, my students just filled up their house, and that's just that on that. But that's why you want to join the winning team. Success leave clues. And if you're a student of mine, we have a meetup tonight at 8 o'clock. We have a meetup tonight at 8 o'clock. So make sure you guys go inside the group. Mark yourself as going. I'm going to see y'all on the Zoom call tonight. But we have a meetup inside the community under the events tab. So do not miss out. So I host these free monthly meetups for my students every single month where they can come and ask questions, get ongoing support on their journey. I had one student that called me because she was having an issue with putting somebody out. Listen, we really get down to business inside the group. Things that I can't say online on these open forums inside the community is where I get to really give it up the way I need to for my students, because it's a safe space for all of us in that group. So that's why you want to join the winning team, get mentored through me. If you want to know all my sauce, how I handle things, how I'm able to run 6 houses and 49 beds without being tied to the houses every day. I can still live my life. My homes run itself, y'all. So once you get your bundle, it's currently on sale for 10 minutes. Hey, Siri, set alarm for 10 minutes. And let me show you guys how to join the FB community once you get your bundle. Hey, Siri, set alarm for 10 minutes. Once I get off here, y'all, it's going back to the normal price. Okay. Hey, Siri, set alarm for 10 minutes. Why is she acting weird? Okay, period. Period. So once you get it, come back and say got it. And let me show you guys how to join the ongoing group so you can get your ongoing coaching. So this right here, y'all, is called Bed to Bread Housing Community. This is where all my students get ongoing support on their journey. You have to put the email you purchased with to be approved to get access. And this is the only way to get access to me, y'all, inside this group, unless you book a coaching call. But most of my students get access to me inside of here, and the other students as well. Are there grants to acquire properties and sublease? I'm sure there are grants, but we not waiting 10 years to win no grant. I teach my students how to get in this business and get started right away. We not waiting on no grants. You don't need no grants to operate this business, y'all. It's nothing to scrape up $3,000 to get your first house. It's not that hard, y'all. Y'all really overthinking it. And some people even get into this space without putting no money down. You just have to know how to maneuver with these landlords and these property management companies. So remove the limiting belief that you need a grant to do this business. You do not need a grant. Everybody type no grants. Do you assist with Canadians? I can assist with anybody. But in Canada, do y'all have something like Social Security, disability, VA benefits? Because if so, you need to sign up, because that's how we get paid in this space. I teach my students how to house people that get guaranteed income. Cook and miss the info. Well, currently my bundle is on sale. So if you want to become a student, now is your opportunity, because once I get off of here, the price is going back up. Now, if you're in this chat and you want to learn how you can start your own housing program in any city, in any state, you want to learn how to house veterans, seniors, people that are disabled, people coming home from prison without needing a grant, without needing a license, certification, and you want me to coach you through this process, you want me to hold your hand and walk you through, type me in the chat. Type me in the chat, and I'm going to show you guys how to become a student right now at a discounted rate. Plus, I own 2 properties. This is for you then. You might want to come on down. Yes. So if you purchase your ticket for May 30th, just send me a DM with the email you purchased with, and I'll give you access to the community. So yes, you can still join the community. Absolutely. All right. For the ones that said me in the chat, what you're going to do is you're going to click on my profile picture right up here. You're going to click on my profile picture right up there, and it's going to take you to my page. Another page is going to pop up. Click on my face again and make sure you guys are following me, because there is a lot of spam pages on TikTok. I will never inbox y'all first asking about no Telegram, asking about nothing. Do not get scammed. So I don't inbox people unless you inbox me. And then once you get on my page, you're going to click where it says Stan Store. You're going to click where it says Stan. And the bundle is the first one, y'all. The bundle is not an ebook. It's a masterclass that's almost 3 hours long. me walking you guys step by step how to start your own housing program in any city, in any state. Also, you'll get the forms that come with starting your housing program, and then you'll get ongoing support inside of my exclusive FB community. For the ones that want to start, I highly recommend y'all to use Klarna and Afterpay. Klarna and Afterpay is going to break it up into installments for you, where you're only going to pay $71 today, but you still get the information right away. And once you become a student, you have forever access to the bundle, which is the replay and the documents for life. It never expires unless you delete it out your email. Even if you delete it out your email, you still get, all you got to do is email me and I'll send it right back to you. Simple as that. Simple as that. And then once you become a student through purchasing the bundle, also, if you're in Cali on the West Coast, I'm going to be doing an in-person event May 30th. So y'all sign up for the May 30th event, and we're going to be teaching it in the room. If you want to learn live in person, get your ticket to Oakland, y'all. It's going to be a vibe. We're going to be on a rooftop, learning all things housing, how to start your housing program, and all of that. Now, just join. Welcome in. So, for all the people that's becoming a student today, you get ongoing support inside of the FB community. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. Only people that can get access to this group are my students that invested in a bundle and my students that are current students, or if you get your ticket to Oakland. That's the only way to join the group. But make sure you guys put your email address you purchased with to be approved. And you also have to have a profile picture in order for it to go through. Because if you don't have a profile picture, it's not gonna accept it. So yeah, y'all. But that's currently how to become a student. Learn my method. Learn how I turn 6 houses and 49 beds into consistent income through providing safe housing to individuals in need. Any of y'all in this chat can do this. Any of y'all. Turn your passion for helping others into a profitable housing program. I don't care if you ain't got no credit. I don't care if you don't own property. I don't own property. My credit was not great when I started this, y'all. I started through renting homes and I still rent homes to this day. There's nothing wrong with renting. There is nothing wrong with renting. Even if you own property, that's even better. You ain't got to get permission from no landlord of what to do in your house. But I teach you guys how you can turn your extra bedrooms, if you got homes laying around, if you're an empty nester, you need to be helping people provide safe housing and get paid for those spaces. There are so many people in need of housing, y'all. So many people. So many people. But for all the ones that's doing their biggest one, welcome to the winning team. Shout out to you guys for doing your biggest one. And now that you are a student, make sure you guys go join the exclusive FB community. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. This is how you get ongoing support. Someone page she popping up asking for joining under them. What you mean? What you mean? And then as soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna let everybody in. And for all my students inside the group, we have a meetup tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys attend the event. It's gonna be on Zoom, y'all. Once you get in, you're gonna click on the events tab. Where is the events tab? You're gonna click on the events tab and mark yourself as going to the meetup tonight. This is where y'all gonna ask y'all questions. So even after you watch your replay and you have ongoing questions on your journey, even once you get started, this community is what's going to take you to the next level, y'all. This is where you get your ongoing support. It's not just y'all purchasing something and I'm like, oh no, beat it. Make sure you join the group. If you don't have FB, create an account because you're missing out on a lot of information. You missing out on all the other students that's doing their biggest ones, opening their houses, getting their keys. We dropping all type of gems and tips up in here. We keep it real in this space. Like, y'all, there's power in community. One of my students just filled her first room. She just got her first move in and she's in Florida. When I tell you I got students everywhere from all walks of life, I really mean that. I really mean that. So if you're in the chat and you want to learn how to start your own housing program, my bundle is currently on sale. While I'm on this live, let's see. We got 2 minutes left on the clock. And when I get off of here, the price is going back up. So do not miss out on your opportunity to join the community at a discounted rate. Somebody said, how do you handle issues among the residents? That's easy. So you just you call house meetings. Honestly, at the end of the day, y'all, these people are like big kids. So you gotta kind of treat them like kids, but not really. But at the end of the day, they act like kids. So you just call a house meeting. Sit everybody down, call a house meeting. Same concept. So think of it kind of like a sober living. It's like accountability in the house. So that's what's going to keep things running smoothly and peacefully. Having those house meetings are going to help. And honestly, the only problematic house that I have, y'all, it be the women house. I only have one women house, and I have my other five houses are strictly men. But the men don't really keep up too much mess. It really be the women. So it just depends on the demographic that you house. That's how you're gonna know what you're gonna be dealing with. But what I found out is my men don't really give me a whole bunch of problems. Can I get a copy of the blueprint of the webinar? So the webinar is separate. It's separate. But here's another thing for all my students that invest in a bundle. Once you become a student, you get a discounted rate to the in-person event. So if you get the bundle today, inbox me and I'll give you the discount code to join the in-person event. And for my students, it's 285 to attend the in-person event. But yeah, so you can do that as well. My men's house so chill. Yeah, that be the thing. Yeah, like the men, especially the senior men, they don't keep up a whole lot of mess. They're easygoing. They watch TV. They make their food. They had a routine. You ain't gotta really worry about the men too much. It be the women. So women is a different type. I'm not no shade to the women because they need housing too. And I house women, y'all, but I just wouldn't sit here and have 6 houses for women. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. And most of my mentors, they house all men. So it be different, y'all. They'll be different. So the webinar is the blueprint. The in-person event is us putting the information that you learn inside the bundle into real life strategies and practice. So the class, the bundle, I'm teaching y'all step by step by step. But a lot of people are hands-on learners. So we're going to be doing some hands-on stuff inside the room, getting people comfortable. It's going to be a small room. It's not going to be too big. It's going to be an intimate room where people can ask their questions and all of that. Hey, Be Chosen. Anthony said, how much is the bundle? It's currently on sale for 285. And once I get off of here, it's going right back up. So do not wait. But yeah, y'all. YouTube, what y'all saying anything in the chat? I don't see y'all saying nothing. What's going on? How y'all feeling over here? But you better start your housing program up because guess what? The first of the month be different for me, y'all. I'm not just thinking about paying rent because we getting paid on the first. So the first look different for us, even if you don't own property. Imagine getting extra income every single month. When you got to pay your rent, you got more money coming in. That's the type of life you want to live. I'm not trying to sit here and stress over money. I'm not trying to ask this man over here for $200 when you can build a business that can really give you freedom. You can build a business that can change your life, take care of your family, help people, keep you paid. It's no greater feeling than to know that you created a source of income for yourself that can't nobody take from you. And that's what I love about it. And that's why I'm so passionate about showing women how they can build the life of their dreams. But you have to start a business. And the business that changed my life, y'all, it was independent housing. I never have to clock in for as long as I live because I know how to solve the problem of safe housing for people in need. Hey, Tara. And that's what the difference is, y'all. That's what the difference is. So if you're in a chat and you want to learn how to be mentored from me, you want to learn my method of how to turn beds into monthly income, whether you own property or not, my bundle is currently on sale. And once you become a student, you also get ongoing support inside of my exclusive FB community. When I get off of here, the price is going up. So y'all know I only try to discount it for y'all that's showing up on live. When I'm not on live, it's not happening. Indianapolis, Indiana. I have students there that's doing amazing. I got homes up and running. So yes, you can do this in Indianapolis, Indiana. Absolutely. I'm based in Georgia. I have 6 homes. I got students in Florida, Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Cali, Arizona, New York, New Jersey. Any place that y'all say in this chat, I guarantee you I got students there. I even got students in Philly doing a biggest one. So there is no reason none of y'all should not. Nebraska too. Do you provide proof of funds, letters? What you mean proof of funds? What you need that for? What you need proof of funds for? I don't understand that question. But the people we house, y'all, they have their own money. So what you need proof of funds for? I don't know. That's confusing me. But for all my students in the chat, welcome to the winning team. Shout out to y'all for doing y'all biggest one. And also make sure you go join the FB community. Once I get off of here, I'm gonna let everybody in. This is a group that you get access to once you become a student. It's called Independent. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. It's called Bed to Bread. This is the only group that I'm in, y'all. So if you want to learn from me, you have to become a student and join my community. This is where all the winners are. This is where Jennifer. This is the group here. It's Bed to Bread Housing Community. This is a new group that everybody is in. I'm no longer in any other group. This is the only group. So you have to join Bed number 2 Bread Housing Community. And put the email you purchased with. Valerie said, love you and your wisdom. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Valerie, period. But what you laughing at? But this is the only group that I'm in now, y'all. So this is my new group. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. And you have to be a student to join the winning team. This is where all the winners are. So you have to join the new group. And we have a meetup tonight, y'all. Our meetup tonight is at 8 p.m. Eastern. And make sure and I posted it inside the group today. So mark yourself as going. Bring your questions. Make sure y'all watch our replays before y'all ask y'all questions, though. But bring your questions. And yeah, but that was my time. If I don't have no other people that's wanting to sign up, I'm going to head out because I got other business to handle. But yeah, shout out to all the action takers that did their biggest one. I'm so excited for y'all. But if you are a current student of mine, go join a new community. And then once I get off of here, I'm going to accept everyone in. But this is where we are now, y'all. This is where we are getting our ongoing support. This is where you have access to me and the other students that's doing their biggest one. Listen, when I tell y'all this group is next level, I'm no longer in that one, LaBelle. Nothing happened to it. I'm just no longer there. I had to create a new group. So this is where we are now. So this group here is exclusively for my students. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. So if you want to continue getting coached by me on your journey, I would say go join a new community. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. We're building from the ground up again. So you might want to be a part of the winning team. Don't wait till we already taken off to join the winning team, because guess what? We thriving together, we elevating together, and we turning these beds into consistent income. And I love that for all my students. My students is really doing a biggest one. I'm taking everyday people and turning them into impactful earners, impactful CEOs. And that's what it's about, y'all. The life that I have, all of y'all can have that. Everybody deserves to live a life of abundance, a life of freedom. You should be able to have the choice of, do I want to work a 9 to 5 or do I have to? Listen, y'all, I don't want nobody to tell me what I have to do. I like to have freedom. I'm the type of person, I thrive off of freedom. And that's why I created a business that gave me freedom. And the business that created my freedom, y'all, was independent housing programs. I never reached 6 figures in my life until I started this business. I've never had this type of freedom until I opened up my housing program. So that's why I'm so passionate about showing y'all there is another way. You don't got to start a group home. You don't got to be a licensed home to get to where you want to be and to help people and to house people. This is the new way. This is what's making everyday people financially free, able to be more fulfilled in life. We living through purpose, y'all. We get paid to really impact lives, and there's no greater feeling. Even though I teach y'all that we provide housing, we provide more than just housing to our people. We make them feel like family. We make them feel a part of something. And that's how you're going to keep your beds filled in this business. When you treat your people like family, and you actually pour into these people, you make them feel seen, you make them feel cared for. That's how you keep your beds filled. The biggest mistake that a lot of people make is they get into this business for the money, but you don't focus on serving people, how to pour into people, how to provide the best type of housing program to your people where they never want to leave. So when you focus on that, you ain't got to worry about your beds being empty, y'all. When I tell y'all, my people barely leave. The only time I have people leave my home, number one is if I'm putting them out for breaking the rule, or number two is either they found their own place or they're transitioning to a higher level of care. That's really or if they passed away. Outside of that, they not just leaving on their own, like, oh, I'm about to leave. My people love it here, y'all. Even with the structure, the rules, they love it here because they ain't never had no place the way I house my people. And that's what I teach my students. Create a housing program that stands out, that really makes a difference, that make an impact. The money is going to come, y'all. The money is going to come. And here's another thing. You don't need to fill all your beds to be profitable in this business. As long as you're paying your rent and your utilities are good, everything else is extra. So you ain't got to sit here and compare your journey to this person. Oh, this person filled their house up in a week. We all got different journeys, y'all. You run your own race. You gonna get there eventually. Stop looking at the next person that just opened up 3 houses and you mad because you still on house number one. It's okay. I did not get here overnight. I started in 2021. I just now got to 6 houses last year. End of last year, y'all. I got to 6 houses and 49 beds. And half the people that started before me, where they at now? They don't have houses. They shut the houses down. So focus on your journey. Focus on pouring into your people. That's where the money come in. You ain't got to sit here and compare your journey to the next person. Invest in yourself, join the winning team, apply the information, and watch it happen for you. So when other people come in the chat and say, oh, they just filled their house, clap for them because that's going to be you one day. You ain't got to be a hater. I'm telling y'all how to get it. You ain't got to be a hater. When you follow the blueprint that I set out for you, you're eventually going to have that too. Don't be mad because you see me on the trip. Listen, y'all, I put my work in. Let me show y'all something. Don't be mad because I'm taking my trips. Listen, I've been doing this I've been building this since 2021. I deserve to live the life I live because I earned that. I put in the work. I built my stuff. Let me show y'all. I just got on FB. You know how FB show you memories, right? My story just said 3 years ago. Listen, y'all, this is when I was fresh in the field, building my stuff up. Fresh in the field, 3 years ago memory. This ain't no overnight success for me, y'all. I'm really having my way because I put my work in. So don't be sitting here hating that I'm living my life. I earned this. And you can live this too. But you have to build something. Build your housing program. Build your business from the ground up. Can't nobody take it from you. When you know how to build something and create an income stream for yourself, who gonna say that they made you? Nobody. I built this from the ground up 3+ years ago. Me in the field, y'all. I don't just tell y'all what to do. I really did it. I'm built different. I'm not a quitter. I don't give up. I invest in myself and I'm going to see it through until it works. And that's exactly what I did. Half of y'all be like, oh, ain't nobody called me back. It's been 2 weeks. Are you serious? Are you really serious right now? You think I got here because I gave up after 2 weeks because ain't nobody called me back to fill my beds? You keep going. Building a business is not for the weak. If that's the mindset, you thinking this is instant overnight, this ain't for you. You got to stay down for your come up. And that's what I teach my students. And that's why they're so successful in this space. Because they know success ain't overnight. But when you stay the course, you invest in yourself, you put in the work, it's inevitable for you. Success is inevitable. And also get around winners. Why do you think my students do so well? Because they attach themselves to a real winner in this space. I'm really having motion. I'm really having experience. I can coach my students through all walks of this journey because I've been there, done that. That's who you need to be learning from. Not somebody that just learned off a chat last week and barely got a house up and running. Can't show you not one person, can't show you not one bed. But yeah, I don't know how I got to that, but somebody need to hear that. Stop thinking everything is overnight. Build you something that can't nobody take from you, y'all. And then you can create the life of your dreams. You ain't got to hate on the next person. Put your work in. Build the life that you want, but you have to build something. And what did I build? A housing program. I can live life however I want to live it because I put my work in. That's what I'm telling y'all. So, period. If you in this chat, join the winning team. Learn from the queen. My students is having real success, real motion, and it's to the top for us. And that's the thing about me. I tell y'all, you can either watch me win or you can win with me. The choice is yours. But for me and mine, it's to the top for us because they invest, they put the work in. You cannot lose. When you're around winner, you're bound to be a winner. You hang around loser, you're going to be a loser. That's just how life works. So get around the winners, the people that's really have emotion, the people that's really winning. So yes, my bundle is currently on sale. I'm about to get off, but it was fun. I left you guys inspired, motivated, ready to take action, build the life of your dreams that can't nobody take from you. Can't no man take it from you. Can't no person take it from you. And guess what? If they do take it from you, build it again. Build it again. Can't nobody take my stuff from me. So yeah, that's just that on that. But welcome to the winning team. Shout out to all my students for doing their biggest one. If you joined today, make sure you guys go sign up for the FB community. This is where you're going to get ongoing support on your journey from me. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. Y'all know I get passionate and I'm not yelling at y'all. I'm just passionate. And that's the type of teacher you want to learn from. That's the type of coach you would, my heart is really in this, y'all. Like, I be getting passionate because I be wanting to shake some of y'all. Like, if you just understood, y'all be giving up way too easy. Oh man, they didn't call me back. I'm like, if you don't get in the field and go build, y'all be expecting y'all baby to start walking by next week. This is your business, is your baby. It takes time. I can feel your heart. That part. So this is your baby. You have to build your baby up. It's not overnight. I've been building this since 2021, y'all. And I'm thankful that I'm to a point where I can actually live life the way I really want to live it because I put my work in. So don't be mad if it don't happen as fast. Everybody's journey is different. I always tell people, your success is dependent on your work ethic. So when people ask me, how fast can I get started? One of my students, her name is Kaya. She invested in the program back in April and she got started within 2 weeks. But your work ethic might not be Kaya's work ethic. So you have to be real with yourself. You got to be real with yourself. Are you going to take action on the information that you learn? So everybody's journey is different. Some students, they get their best field in 30 days. Some students get started within 90 days. It might be a few months, and that's okay. Everybody's journey look different, but just make sure you stay the course, though. You better not ever give up, though. You better stay plugged into this FB community, though. Listen, you better stay plugged into the group. I don't care where you are on your journey. Even if it take you 6 months, stay connected in here. This is going to help you on your journey. And attend the meetups that I host for y'all. We having a meetup tonight. So you can get your questions answered, get the support you need, get the practice you need. We role play. I teach y'all how to talk to these landlords. I help you guys talk to these people in the community. I'm an introvert, y'all. If I can build this business as an introvert, none of y'all ain't got no excuse. If I can show up on these live streams as an introvert, y'all, none of y'all have no excuse why you can't go out there and build the business for yourself and build the life of your dreams through helping others. There is no excuse for none of y'all. So think about the people that need you. That's what helped me to keep showing up when I don't want to show up. Y'all think I be wanting to get on these live streams? No, but somebody needs to see me, need to see that they can start this up too. Somebody needs to learn from a real teacher, a real coach that's not just trying to take people money, that's really trying to see you to success, that this is possible. So think about the people that need you, and that's what's going to keep you going on your journey. Think about your why. But shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I will be back. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. So you get in the live stream once you sign up, you purchase. What you mean? So it's a bundle. It comes straight to your email. So you get the video. It's yours for life. The video and the paperwork, Ms. Day. So, and then, what the heck is this? And then once you sign up as a student, you get access to me inside my FB community and my other students. So you get access to everybody in the community, the other students, myself. What about the FB group? So let me show you. So only students can join the FB group. You have to invest in yourself. Once you become a student, sign up for this community here. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. And make sure you guys put the email you purchased with to be approved. And then as soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna approve everybody in. And then y'all, we have a meetup tonight. So even if you don't have time to watch your bundle, still attend the meetup and just listen in. Still attend the meetup and listen in. And when you're gonna go under the events tab right here and mark yourself as going. And this is for the meetup tonight at 8:00 Eastern. But yes, because we have students from all walks of life inside the community. We got people that are just starting out. We got people that got one house. We got people that got multiple houses. So you're gonna be hitting it from every angle inside that group, no matter what part of the journey that you're on. But yes, so I'm not the only person that's winning inside my group. My students really have emotion, and they all over the country, and I love that for them. So yeah. That's that one. That period. But if you are on the West Coast, make sure you guys get your ticket to Oakland. If you're a student of mine, you get to attend all my in-person events at a discounted rate, and that's posted inside the community as well. So if you want to attend the in-person event and you are a student, inbox me student, and then I'll send you guys the link to get the in-person event ticket. Can older students join? Yes, LaBelle, you should be in here. All of my students, if you ever purchase anything from me, whether a webinar, a class, a replay, you should be inside the new group. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. And I actually sent emails out to all my students, but some of the emails may went to spam. But all of my new students should be in this group. I mean, all of my students should be inside of this group. This is where you are getting access to me on your journey. This is what comes with being a student and joining the winning team. But if you have any issues, just email me and I can send you the direct link so you can join and not miss out. But as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to let everybody in. And then for the rest of my students, I will see you guys at 8 o'clock tonight. Make sure y'all show up, be there. But shout out to y'all. Make sure you follow me if you don't already follow me. Subscribe YouTube. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And then I'll be back another day. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. But shout out to y'all for doing y'all biggest one. And I will see you at the top.